Many states throughout the U.S. have noticed a large population decline and need to start getting more people there, even if a little bribery is necessary. Without some incentives to get people to live there, the states could lose income tax, property tax, and essentially go broke. Other cities just want to see a healthy population increase or help the economy grow a little bit. A lot of people are heading to big cities nowadays and leaving the rural areas, which still need people to help it prosper. You have to wonder though, is it worth the extra cash to live somewhere kind of boring? From places that might be a good spot to build your zombie apocalypse bunker, to places that might forgive student debt. Today we're going to take a look at places that will pay you to live there. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to American Eye. If you haven't been here before, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Rural counties, Kansas. We discussed previously that Kansas would not be a great state to move to during the zombie apocalypse, but it could be a good state to move to if you want to get paid. People with student loan debt are eligible to get paid $3,000 a year for 5 years to help them pay off their student loan debt. The only catch is that they'll likely have to live in the most remote parts of the state. It probably shouldn't come as a huge surprise that people are trying to move out of Kansas. It still came as a little bit of a shocker though to some state officials when they noticed that the population had decreased for the 5th year in a row. Many people also noted that they didn't like the feeling of being landlocked and so far away from the ocean. The new program has nonetheless brought in a decent amount of young people to the area. As more and more people suffer from student loan debt, this could be a good way to help them resolve the issue. In any case though, you can move to a town like Tribute, Kansas, which has a population of 741 people located in the western part of the state. You can get a little bit close to Colorado, but still far away from most of civilization. What do you guys think? Could it be worth the move? Marne, Iowa. If you're allowed to build it, people will come, hopefully. Iowa has a similar problem to Kansas. It has a lot of space, but not a whole lot of people. The city of Marne is located 45 minutes away from the capital city of Des Moines, where people might actually live. The plots of land are about 80 feet by 120 feet, and the town has access to amenities such as high-speed internet, cable TV, etc. The catch is, though, you kind of have to pay for the house to be built on the plot of land, which kind of seems like a ripoff in a way. If the city really needs people that bad, why don't they just pay for the house too? In any case though, it seems like a safe place to raise a family. Google Maps hasn't been to this place since 2008, so it's hard to tell how much it's grown. There seems to be a lot more going on in the neighboring town of Atlantic, where you'll find an airport, a KFC, a Walmart, movie theaters, etc. The population is about 120 people or so, and you certainly won't have to worry about traffic here. That's for sure. Baltimore. It certainly seems like some cities in Maryland have seen better days, especially in the formerly prosperous town of Baltimore, which apparently has a rat infestation problem. Rats don't make for good postcards, and it makes it less appealing to move to. Although there certainly seems like there's some struggles going on in some areas, that might change in the future, and there's still hope for this historical place. The city is running out of options fast, and they need people who are willing to purchase some fixer-uppers. Baltimore has 2 programs set in place in order to get more people to move here. One program will give people a $5,000 loan with absolutely no interest. Another program will give you $10,000 for a down payment on a home that you're expected to restore. After looking at some of the abandoned houses in Baltimore, this might be a little bit of a difficult task. The website for the programs is no longer available though, which makes you kind of wonder if it's still a valid offer. Sometimes these offers are for a limited time. Probably a good idea to visit this town first before getting on board. Alaska. The state of Alaska is known for bribing people to live there, but this state is certainly one of the best spots to survive the zombie apocalypse. Especially if you don't mind living in a cold and rural area, this could be one of the best states to go to. There are too many incentives to name just one town in particular. For example, if you have an energy-efficient home, there is an interest rate reduction program. It also takes good care of veterans and live-in caretakers, mentally challenged residents, or people on disability. There are also some affordable options for people who are trying to own a home for the first time. But the best incentive is what's known as the Permanent Fund Dividend of 1976, which basically hands out money to people who live there. The amount varies each year, but something around $2,000 sounds about right. In order to get this though, you must not be a convicted felon and have lived in the state for 1 year at least. Some still complain that it's not enough, since the cost of living in the state is already kind of expensive. New Haven, Connecticut. New Haven has become one of the more troubled areas in the state and has one of the highest crime rates in the country. The chance of being a victim of property crime in some towns in Connecticut is 1 in 10. This isn't really a great stat when it comes to trying to get people to move here, and many people are actually trying to get the heck out. Between the years of 2016 and 2017, Connecticut lost 13,166 people, with the majority of them being older, wealthier residents. So what will this state do to keep a healthy population? They're actually doing quite a bit, and some of what they offer might be appealing towards a millennial crowd. New Haven will give you $10,000 of interest-free debt to go towards a house payment, but here's a cool catch. If you live there for 5 years, that loan will be forgiven and you won't have to pay it back. That's like easy money in your pocket. City employees like policemen, teachers, firefighters, military, etc. can get an additional $2,500. The average price for a home here, though, is about $210,000. So maybe they should try to figure out that issue first a little bit. Niagara Falls. One of the best places on this list that you can move to would be Niagara Falls / the Buffalo area of New York State. This area is located very close to an excellent source of clean flowing water. Lake Erie and Niagara Falls will provide residents with the luxury of having clean water during the apocalypse, which will of course be essential. Buffalo is also ranked as having the 5th best food supply in the US. The main setback would of course be the cold weather during the wintertime, but hey, there's always jackets for that, right? The program is mainly targeted to bring young people to the downtown area of Niagara Falls. Many people have been moving out of New York State for various reasons, including rough property tax. But millennials suffering from student loan debt can receive up to $3,500 a year to help them pay it off. It's not as much as Kansas pays, but still a decent amount considering how much there is to do in this area. Wyoming. Wyoming is the country's least populated state, which also makes it an excellent place to spend the end of days in the case of an apocalypse. Not only is the housing in the state extremely affordable, you'll also be surrounded by beautiful mountains in a remote part of the country. The main problem with people wanting to live here, though, is that it's cold, there's not a lot going on, water is scarce, and a lot of land is owned by the feds. There are potentially dozens of reasons, but there are 4 times as many people living in the Las Vegas area than this entire state. The best way to get people to move here, though, is to offer them something. You might even be able to get a free house in the state capital of Cheyenne that apparently no one has wanted to move into yet. The Wyoming Rehabilitation and Acquisition Program helps make it affordable for people who want to purchase a fixer-upper. It still seems like Wyoming is going to need more than free homes to bring people in. We're sure you can still enjoy a simple life here just fine, and people who live here love that there's virtually no traffic. Detroit, Michigan. The city of Detroit has seen some tough times recently, and about 400,000 people have moved from this place over the past 20 years. Now that the price here is getting considerably low, could it be a good time to finally move there? Detroit has supposedly been experiencing a rebirth since everything is becoming so cheap. Tech industries enjoy the cool weather in order to cool down their massive servers, and the rent here is dirt cheap in comparison to the Silicon Valley. New homeowners in some areas can receive as much as $20,000 in forgivable loans, which will be put to the cost of buying a new home. In order to attract more jobs, certain companies are given a break when it comes to taxes and other fees. This makes it quite attractive to entrepreneurs looking to maximize profits. But before we get to number 1, which one of these places would you consider moving to? Let us know in the comments section, and maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming video. Harmonie, Minnesota. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have Harmonie, Minnesota on our list, which possibly has the best deal of all. You can certainly live in Harmonie, knowing that if you build your home here, you can get a cash rebate based on the final estimated market value of it. There is no restriction on how big or small the house can be, too. You'll get some money back in the end, and they'll pay you back for your hard work. If you build a house worth $250,000 plus, you can get a $12,000 rebate back. There's lots of nature here, plenty of space for gardening, golf courses, and it's considered to be the biggest little town in Minnesota. It has 1,020 people living here, and it features an Amish community. This makes fresh, homegrown food available to the residents. We all know the Amish are ready for the zombie apocalypse. It seems very possible to find a good roommate here too, if anything.
Wow, now that was an interesting video. Be sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and leave us a suggestion on what you'd like to see in the future. We'll see you next time.